loves. I am Tamika Miko Howard, also known as Coach Miko, the Trauma Chief. I am the moderator for today's panel discussion. Beyond Survival, Queens Crafting Victory Through Resilience. I am an active doctoral student pursuing my marriage and family therapy PhD at North Central University. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia. I am internationally certified, nationally certified, and locally certified as an advanced drug and alcohol counselor. I also serve the Department of Transportation as a substance abuse professional. I have been serving the Department of Veteran Affairs for the past 11 years as a federal suicide first responder for the Veterans Crisis Line. I'm the owner and primary therapist for my own private practice, Mind Elevation Keys for Overcomers. I want to welcome you this panel discussion as we explore stories and experiences from dynamic, resilient women who have overcome adversity and challenges and emerged victoriously. Join us as we celebrate the strength and courage and tenacity of these incredible queens who have not only survived, but thrived in the face of adversity. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and motivated to conquer your own obstacles and craft your own path to victory. Let's welcome together and join in honoring these resilient queens and their remarkable journeys. So at this time, I would like to introduce to some and present to others. First, Miss Tanya Middleton. She is a single, divorced mother of 2 young adults. She is unbothered, unashamed, and unapologetic a woman of God. She is a daughter of the Most High. She has a conqueror's determination and an overcomer spirit. She has served as an entrepreneur since 1999, beginning as an event planner, and has taken on different ventures such as talent development, ministry enhancement, served as an Avon consultant and a paparazzi accessories, ladies, independent consultant. Ms. Middleton also hosted Middleton Motivations and Divine Dime Endeavors. She's had her hands in a lot of productive business endeavors. She's also pursued education to enhance her business strategies and savviness. Began a brand new LLC that's going to actually help to bring in the ability to embrace her skills at coaching and consulting, where she's going to provide laypersons with Christian counseling, confidence, and clarity coaching, as well as become a resource aid and advocate for domestic violence and abuse, and provide resources to address inner strength issues, self-esteem issues, church hurt, world hurt, with boldness and transparency, women ages 15 on up to the seasoned saints. And next we have Miss April L. Jacobs Jones. She resides in Summerville, South Carolina. South Carolina's in the house today, y'all. She lives with her husband, who she considers her best friend. And they have a blended family where 3 of their children are grown adults. She graduated from Summerville High School in 1990, and she attended South Carolina State University and Limestone College, where she pursued her bachelor's in social work. She's planning to continue on at the end of 2024. She's a life learner. She's trainable, she's coachable, and she's teachable at all times. She served in the United States Navy, and I salute you and appreciate that. Service and sacrifice. She was stationed even overseas in Italy. Writing is her passion. She has co-authored anthologies such as No Longer Drowning and Chapter 48. She has served and shared her testimony at different events and organizations throughout her area. Her testimony consists of experiences of thriving after domestic violence and not one, but two sexual assaults. Her desire, her aspirations, and her impact is on helping heal individuals who have been traumatized by abuse, domestic violence, and assault. Ladies, welcome and thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedules, from your families, from your home, from work, from school, to be with us today. I have a couple of questions that I want to ask each of you, and I look forward to this discussion. I want you to be yourself, be your true, authentic self, and let your light shine, shine, shine. Miss April, we're going to begin with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share a brief overview of your journey from being a victim to becoming a thriver and in the context of domestic violence and sexual assault?
Yes. My journey, in all honesty, is a continual one. As a thriver of multiple domestic violent relationships and sexual assault twice, it was very traumatizing. I first had to admit that I was broken and that I needed God to fix me. Only He could fix my broken pieces. I had to begin to do the challenging work. The scriptures say faith without works is dead. So I had to really dig deep after admitting to myself that I needed help. And I realized that God can take your mess and He can make it into a message.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You are truly a trophy of God's grace. But thank you for being transparent, and thank you for inspiring and being a voice to the voiceless, because there are some women who are still trapped, stuck inside of these situations. And so you hold the keys to set the captives free.
Amen.
Do you have anything that you'd like to elaborate on, Miss Tanya, in regards to the same question?
Okay, sure. Well, first of all, what I want to say is this. I think that I am a domestic violence overcomer. Mm-hmm. I do not see myself as a victim. I do not see myself as a survivor. I am an overcomer because I overcome because that thing that tried to hurt me and kill me didn't do nothing but make me stronger. And like God told me years ago, I was built like a Ford truck. I'm built for this. I'm built for this. And each and every one of us are built like that. That may not be your story right now, but when I like what April was talking about, she was very transparent about how it changed her, but it didn't keep her down. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's important in the context of being a domestic violence survivor, victim, overcomer. You know, God told us in His word that we are more than conquerors. And we can conquer these abuse and these traumas and these hurts and sexual assault and violations, which really what they are, when we understand who we are and whose we are. I believe that it takes the strength of God and the strength of a true village of people that understand that it is a progress. You don't automatically get out of these abuses. You don't automatically come out of these assaults. But if people will walk with one another, it's the one thing I did learn in this. When people walk with you through it, I don't want to start crying.
Me too.
I want to start crying.
Me too.
But if people who really love you will walk you through your hell, you come out like pure gold and look like you ain't never been through it. I'm an overcomer, and I don't look like I've been through a 6-year bid. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you both. This next question, we're going to start with Ms. April. What are some pivotal moments or strategies that help you transition from surviving to thriving after abuse?
I would definitely say prayer has been my number one strategy. I can remember years ago in church, going to the altar and just crying because I did not want that anger and that bitterness to take root inside of me. I didn't want to be what society calls the angry Black woman. So I had to really continuously pour my heart out to God as He healed those areas. I'm also a firm believer in counseling, therapy, and life coaching. Those have been and continue to be things that have continued to get me through as well. I feel as if every life coach needs a coach. Every counselor needs a counselor.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately,
Absolutely.
in our community, we feel as if what happens in the house stays in the house, or if it's in your family, you shouldn't share it. I feel as if you can't heal what you don't face. So those have been the things that have been pivotal, as well as being able to be in this space today, thanks to Miss Mary Davis and her team, a phenomenal team, for allowing me to share my story.
Thank you. Would you like to expound, Ms. Tanya?
Well, she already took the fact that faith is important, but I want to just say I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yes.
Ooh.
The energy that it took out of me. As y'all can see, I was doing like this because I was like, listen, I just did this face. But the energy, and it was years. I need people to understand it was decades. I didn't come to Christ until 1999. So I was in a bed, I call it a bed, for 6 years. And then that was with my son's father and then my daughter's father with the sexual miscreant things he did towards me. And that was 4 years. And it was years. I was the angry Black woman. I was her. That's why when you said it, I was like, ooh, because it brought back a memory of a place where I wasted energy and time being in a space that had I known God for myself. I didn't know God during that until 1990, for myself, till 1999. And once He told me who I was in Him, I had to walk that and believe it. That was the next thing. That was a pivotal moment. I grabbed onto faith, but then I had to believe. I had to believe that what He said about me, that I was made good, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And then He said, you better know it. He said, you better know it. And then I grasped it and I understood and I started walking worthy. I started to lift up my head. I started to elevate. I started to understand what it means to walk, not conceited and not cocky, but I'm convinced. I am convinced that I belong here. I'm convinced that I'm His. And can't nobody take that away from me. I may have been through something, but I'm here to be a testimony for somebody else that if God brought me out, He can do the same for them.
Absolutely. Yes.
He can do the same for them.
Thank you so much for your responses and reactions. Ms. Tanya,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to ask you, in the context of Queens envision living everyday victorious, authentic, thankful, and encouraged, how do you integrate soul care, soul, S-O-U-L, care, into your daily life to foster healing and newness?
Let me just say this. As a man thinketh, so is he.
Ooh.
Yes.
So it's very pivotal for us queens. I don't care what shade, what color, what size, what creed, I don't care. I need us to understand that we were created, and these are for our married people out there. I ain't married no more, but this is for my married people. We were created to be help meets to our mates, not doormats. And when we start to love ourselves, the exponential, enormous amount of love that we will put out just as women is mind-blowing. So when we start to envision ourselves, number one, as queens, when we start to envision ourselves beautiful in the sight of God, when we start to envision ourselves that though we wear many hats, every hat makes us beautiful, every hat makes us worthy, in every room, in every room. When we start placing standards in our lives, the reason I was abused is because I didn't put no standard in my life. I didn't put no value on my life. But when we start saying no, or I just can't do it today, and when we realize at this point in my life, I just turned 55 a couple of days ago, at this point in my life, my peace is not on the bargaining table. If it looks like it's going to disrupt my peace, I can't do it. Soul care is pivotal to how you walk in this life in every day. And it's an everyday journey. We got so many to-do lists that we forget to put us on the list. But it's an everyday journey. And when we start seeing that I am victorious, because God already told me we were. It's in the Bible. The devil loses. We're victorious, right? I like being real. I like being Tanya. I like being who I am. And I don't give no slack about it. I am who I am. What my intro say? Unbothered, unashamed, and unapologetically me. I am. Because you know what? I had to fight hell and grave to get here. So soul care means I take time for Tanya. I take time to meditate. I love sitting by the water. I love sitting under God's creation and just watching the skies. South Carolina got some of the darkest skies I've ever seen, but some of the most beautiful stars in the sky. And I love sitting beneath his creation and just saying, thank you, God. I wake up every day giving God thanks, giving him glory, because I shouldn't have been here. But it's his grace, his mercy, and his unmerited favor that I'm here and we're all here. So soul care helps me to recognize, take care of me, and I can take care of everybody else.
Yes.
Miss April, would you like to share?
Woo, trying to catch it. I'd like to first compliment you, Miss Tanya. Tanya, you look wonderful for your age. I would have never thought 54 at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'd like to also piggyback on what she mentioned regarding the boundaries. That was an area, and still is an area, that I'm having to work through. Learn to say no and be okay with saying no, or not now. Prayer meditation is also one of the things that she mentioned that I love doing. I love listening to just the birds early in the morning. It reminds me that I'm still here. The water, because we have lots of beaches here in Charleston. So I love sitting by the water as well, and just self-reflection and self-awareness, really digging deep, doing that mirror work. Sometimes you don't like what you see, but the only way God can fix it is if you are intentional about changing it.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Tanya, I'd like to begin my next question with you.
Yes.
How do you practice forgiveness on your journey? And what impact has it had on your personal growth and elevation?
Well, first of all, Miko, let me say thank you, because the question says, how do you practice forgiveness? Forgiveness is an art. It needs to be practiced every day. When I forgot which disciple asked Jesus, how many times do we forgive a person? 7 times 7?
70 times.
Jesus said, no, 7 times 70. Or 77, but you know, God's math is his math. He always math it right. But what he was saying was, we ought to forgive all the time. I was not a person that used to say, I apologize, or I'm sorry. I don't even like when people say to me, I'm sorry, because for me, sorry is a state of mind. But when you ask for forgiveness, when you say, I apologize, that should mean something. And I had to practice how to say, forgive me. It took me a long time to forgive myself, because I felt I put myself in situations that I didn't need to be put in, because I wasn't raised that way, right? So I was like, I did this to myself. So it took a long time until God said to me, if you don't forgive others, how can I forgive you?
Yes.
You're part of the others, Tanya. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm part of the others. And it was a light. And I had to do the mirror reflection. Thank you, April. I had to look in the mirror and say, forgive yourself. It's not still happening to you. It's over. And so as I started to do that every day, remember what I said, this is a journey. It's going to be an everyday moment by moment thing. And I kept forgiving myself, and I started looking in the mirror and forgiving myself. God in his awesomeness would start bringing people to you who will say, can you pray for me? And in that moment, you don't feel like you can do anything but want to cry your own eyes out. But in that moment, somebody asks for prayer. Okay, I can pray for them. And then you walk away feeling a little bit more fulfilled. Not all the way there yet, but I feel a little bit more fulfilled. So the next day I get up and I forgive myself for something. Somebody else come across. Can I talk to you for a minute? Sure. The art, the practicing of forgiveness is so pivotal in our lives as women, because for so long we've been used as doormats, we've been used as punching bags, we've been just used and mistreated by people who don't understand love. That we forget that we deserve forgiveness. And actually, we should expect it. And so if we keep practicing, it'll be easy for us to forgive it. And when we forgive it, let it go. The problem is we won't take it back. Dr. Drew Sheard, Kiara Sheard's father, he said the other day, he was like, the problem with forgiveness is that people have different definitions. When I say, I forgive you, or can you forgive me? Your mind is, okay, we can start right where we left off. No. My forgiveness is say, I forgive you, which means we wiping the slate clean. We got to start all over, because who I used to know is who hurt me. The person who's asking for forgiveness, now I need to learn you all over. Now and if I choose to, because it depends on how egregious the act was. But as long as I say I forgive you, penalty is no longer on me, and I am free. Praise the Lord, I'm free. So that's why I practice the art of forgiveness. Amen.
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 Like to expound, Miss April?
Yes. With forgiveness, that has been an area that has been, over the course of many years, very challenging for me. Forgiving myself and forgiving others. But I've found such a sense of freedom after letting go and releasing the guilt that I had and the shame that I had within myself, as well as just forgiving those that have hurt me. It has definitely taken time, and I agree with what Tanya said regarding it being an ongoing journey.
Thank you, ladies. I have another question I'd like to present, and either one of you can respond first, but I'd like to hear from both of you again, if you don't mind. How does self-validation, empowerment, and faith play a role in your journey towards personal elevation and overcoming challenges? How does self-validation, empowerment, and faith play a role towards your personal journey of personal elevation and overcoming challenges?
Well, if I don't love me, ain't nobody gonna love me. If I don't applaud me, I'm waiting for somebody to applaud me. I'll be waiting till Jesus come back and Mr. Rapture. Self-validation is important. We all have to know I need everybody to hear this. We all have to know that we deserve to be here. But we're here for we're here for a purpose. And our purpose is to elevate to greatness. And greatness does not amount to money. Because I know a lot of people with a lot of money who are depressed. It means, how do I define the greatness in my life? And how do I walk in? I can walk in a room and people be like, and all I do is walk in a room. It's not being cocky. It's because of the feeling that I have given them. Don't be afraid of me. I'm not here to do anything to you. I'm here to bring light and sunshine because I was dark for a long time. So they know that person. Who I am today, they can do nothing but give honor to God. I have to validate myself because if you don't like me, I have a friend that used to say, like it, love it, leave it or lump it. I can't change you. I can't make you like me. I can't. But I can be happy with me. And I've done all that I can do. Now, if I hurt you, I'm mature enough to come to you and say, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do what I didn't mean to do whatever you think I did. Let's talk about it. I apologize. Please don't count this against me. That's how important is self-validation. For me to stay where I'm at and in my peaceful place, if nobody else loves me, I'm okay. It not only, it also empowers me to go in places and talk to people, be able to talk to youth who they call me the youth popo. It's a long story, but to talk to the youth, my daughters and my son's friends, and tell them, listen, y'all don't gotta listen to me. I want everybody to understand. I'm nobody but Tanya, but I've lived a life that I can share with you, so you don't go down that way. Now, what you do with that after that, because many of them are adulting now, that's on you. But we need to learn to listen to wisdom people. I often say, I wish I hadn't moved out at 19. I should have held on just a little bit longer. But I had to go down that road. And from it, I've gleaned some stuff. So yeah, it empowers me to talk to women, even talk to men. I can't talk to men about everything, but even talk to men. We have to love and embrace ourselves. We have to understand that I'm different. I'm voluptuous. I don't call myself fat. That person may call me fat. Well, baby, how you like me now? Because I've already validated myself. Yes. You can't change how I see you. No one will ever get that power again. I will never give it up.
Thank you. Ms. April?
For me, with the self-validation, that's an area that I definitely had to work through. I was a people pleaser. I worried about what people thought about me, and it caused me to shrink and dim my light. That's an area that I never want to go back into. I've since learned that God has placed this light in me for a reason, and I'm allowing his light to shine in me, through me, and around me. And that's one of the areas where my empowerment comes from. Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
Next question. What does authenticity mean to you? And how has embracing your authentic self help you overcome adversity?
You want to take this one, April?
I like piggybacking off of you, but I'll go. I would define authenticity as pure genuineness, as well as staying true to who I am, my values, and whose I am. Not only whose I am, but who I serve, being God and who I'm called to serve, which is the masses. Authenticity to me also means knowing that I am a daughter of the King. And this journey of authenticity is not one of arrival. It's a constant thing for me as well. And I found that the more that I embrace my authenticity and allow God's light to shine through me, the more self-respect I gain. And I've also gained the respect of others,
Yeah.
which is important because at this age, I'd rather be respected than liked. You don't have to like
Oh,
me.
yes.
I just want to be
Yes.
respected.
I need to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that again.
Yes. I'd rather be respected than liked.
Right.
And so I want to piggyback on that too. I wasn't always a people pleaser. No, I wasn't always a people pleaser. I always knew I was a leader. I was seen as tough, and I was like, that's not me. But I understand. You know, people see what they see. I get it. But when I came to really love who God has made me into, that's when I found the real Tanya. I love smiling. I love making people feel happy. I work in the healthcare industry. I love doing checkout. I love having a word for the patients. I love my coworkers. I love now I have a core set of friends. You notice my hand got real small and
Oh,
tight.
yes. Oh, yes.
Because when I started showing my authentic self, God started showing me who's authentic towards me. And I need people who are not going to co-sign on my foolishness. I need real people that's going to love the very hell out of me. I mean, for real, for real. When I get to a space where I feel like, you know, years ago, I tried to take my life. Years ago, I wanted to leave here. My kids would have been okay. They would have got the life insurance money. You know what I'm saying? Stinking thinking. But when God showed me who I am, and he's like, I want you to be real. I need you to be real. That's why I'm not ashamed to tell my story about what I've been through. His authenticity should bring out a light in you. It should it should draw people to you, which gives you the opportunity to draw people to him.
Absolutely.
That's what your authentic self should do. Yes. It shouldn't be, you know, oh, this is a thing I can't stand, but I remembered it back in the day. Fake it till you make it. I don't want to do that no more. My mask is off. This is the most makeup I've worn in about 15 years. I don't want to fake it till I make it anymore. You get what you get. Like it, love it, leave it, love it. You get what you get. And, you know, either you're going to rock with it or you're not, but it won't hurt me anymore. It doesn't hurt my feelings that, oh, this person don't want to be my friend. It's okay. It's okay. As long as God is pleased with what I'm doing, then I'm all right. That's your authentic self. As long as God is pleased, it's okay that nobody else is okay with you. I'm not saying it's okay not to be accepted or liked or loved. What I'm saying is, if you can't do that for yourself, watch out for the ones who are trying to. You're joining the wrong gang, sis. You're joining the wrong gang.
Ladies, thank you. My next question. How do Black women's voices and collective actions shape communities and drive systemic change for a more equitable and just society?
Can you say it again? I'm sorry.
How do Black women's voices and collective actions, Black women working together on one accord, one band, one sound, saying the same thing, same message, to help shape communities and drive systemic change for a more equitable and just society?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm gonna be real, sisters, my Black sisters. Hear me with your heart, please. Stop living and giving society what they want. What I mean by that is, I know the names we've been called. I'm that bee. I know how we dress. And ain't nothing wrong with being cute and sexy. I'm not saying that because I'm cute and sexy right now. No, I'm not saying that. But here's the problem. We want to shout from the rooftop. You don't have the right to talk to me any type of way. You don't da 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 and blah, 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 blah. And now we're seen as anger. We're seen as loud by our own brothers. Brother, if you watch, okay? We have to say this. We can use our voices in such a way that it can turn this entire world on its ear. Because we do actually have something to say. We're nurturers. We really are. History has shown that. I can go all the way back to Mammy and them. Okay? I can't. But we have to understand that if we keep giving society what they want, if we keep saying, I'm going to dress like this, I think we have some of the most amazingly beautiful entertainers and artists out there. And sometimes I just wish they could be seen past just this and justice, because they really do have something to say. Cardi B is very smart. People don't even recognize that. She really is. But because we give society what they want, it's the, what's it called? Step and fetch, shuck and jive. That's what they used to call it, you know. Oh, yes, oh, our voices, they can't quiet our voices once we get started. They can't. That's why they try to shut us down. That's why they try to stay in your place. My place is worldwide, honey. I'm a daughter of the king. My place is worldwide. You know what? Who said that? Kennedy? Worldwide. So if we can just and come together and cut all the cattiness.
Yes.
Did I say that? If we could cut all the cattiness against one another, I promise you, we can raise up some Michelle Obamas. We can raise up some Kamala Harrises. We can raise up some Mama Maxine Waters. But we really gotta, I hate to say this, I think we are one of our culture are not connected enough. And we gotta get connected enough to show how powerful we are. Not just when something happens for a moment and now the Black Lives want to have a movement. We got to remember what King fought for. Remember what Malcolm fought for. We got to remember what our forefathers and our foremothers fought for. And we got to keep that hope and we got to keep that light going. If we would only come together. We got to come together.
Thank you. April?
She said a lot. I was just very engrossed in what she was saying. Absolutely. The unification. I think we as sisters, sometimes we compare ourselves to each other instead of recognizing that we all have something to bring to the table. I think about the Willie Lynch theory a lot, where it's still manifesting itself today with the division based upon size, based upon complexions, and it's sad. It's extremely sad. I often think about what we can do collectively to become unified. And I think it just starts with our individual desire for that change to take place. Hopefully each one will teach one.
I agree.
I agree.
How do you challenge your experiences into advocacy?
Miss Tanya, did you want to go first or?
Well, y'all know I got a big mouth. I got a big mouth. My spiritual mother, my pastor, she be like, that's the one daughter that I can't keep shut. She gonna say what she gonna say. She gonna pray about it first. Then she gonna say what she gonna say. And then she gonna say, if it hurts, say ouch. And if you agree, say amen. I think that if we all can come together and collectively really talk about our hurts and our pains, our struggles, and the things that we would love to see happen. It may not happen overnight. It may not even happen while our eyes are still open.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a generation coming up. And this generation, what we call the social media generation, oh, they're going to post you. They're going to put you on blast. That's what they say, right? They're going to put you on blast. But we got to give them something to blast. We got to say domestic violence is not acceptable. No one has the right to hurt you. No one in any type of abuseful, way. Nobody has the right to. We have to go to when they changed that Roe versus Wade. Father help me. I might have to sip some water. When they changed that Roe versus Wade decision around, I said, hold up. Have y'all lost your mind? Do you know rape still happens? Still happens. Even in the confines of marriages. I said it. In relationships. I said it. And this woman should still keep her baby. And I'm not saying abortion is right. I'm not saying abortion is wrong. I'm saying it's a woman's right for what she does with her body. We got to talk more about that. We got to talk about our sons and our daughters getting murdered in the streets like we don't matter, because you're not afraid of what I was about to pull out. You were already scared because of my skin color. And all I was about to pull out was my ID, because that's what you asked me for. That's what you wanted. I cry right now because I had to teach my son that you're a Black man in the South. And you're a tall Black man in the South. It hurts. It hurts. But as long as I got a mouthpiece and I say wrong is wrong. I remember asking one of the mothers of the church, who told us we were slaves? That we started living our lives as slaves. Who told us? I said, because I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused. And so she said something very interesting. She said it only took one person to get into the mind of the right person. And that right person went about and said, oh, you know what? We're less than them. I said, now, how powerful would it be if we got that one right person to get into the mind of the right person? And let's change it all around. That's how we advocate for change. That's how we say enough is enough. And like they said in the movie Color Purple, hell no. That's how we say it.
Yes.
Thank you. Miss April, would you like to expound further?
With my question, I gave ways that I myself advocated. I don't know if that's the correct way to answer or respond, but okay. Yes.
If you had some additional responses. I was giving you the opportunity.
Okay,
Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure.
Thank
I
you.
have truly enjoyed you, and I hope that our audience enjoyed this as well. Thank you for joining us on our panel discussion, Beyond Survival, Queens Crafting Victory Through Resilience. In this discussion, we heard inspiring stories, reactions, thoughts, and experiences of women who have overcome challenges and emerged stronger than ever, who have been equipped to serve and make an impact on other women around them and the community at large. We learn the power of resilience, courage, and determination to face the adversity head on, and also the power of forgiveness of self and others. We learn that trouble don't last always, and that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say yes to self. Self-love is not selfish. Self-love heals. It's okay to speak life into ourselves, because self-validation is very important. We carry us with us wherever we go. So we have to have a solid relationship with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
If we're no good to ourselves, if we can't love ourselves, we can't give that away to others. And as women, meaning we can't make a profound impact and leave an indentation like we're intended to do. We learn the strength within us to overcome any obstacle and craft our own paths to victory. My story is your story, is your story. And then we all have our own individual differences. And it's important that we don't lose our authenticity while blending with each other. But it is important to come together collectively to be the voice, the voiceless, and to make an impact on our communities, to make it a better place to live, breathe, work, serve, and reside. Thank you so much for this empowering conversation. I'm Coach Miko, the Trauma Chief. Thank you so much for your time and attention to me. God bless you.
God
Love
bless
y'all.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Katrina Clark says that elevation will not occur through osmosis, which means we have to do something. So let's find out what it is that we need to do, because Katrina Clark is going to give us the steps to how we can elevate without just trying to make it happen in our minds through just automatic happening, but in fact, using our minds, using those other tools and strategies. So tap on in, y'all. Come on into the room. Yes, I'm still enjoying the sun. I'm trying to elevate my vitamin D. And for Dr. Stephanie Wall, come on in, dial in, dial in.
Hi, Katrina Clark here, aka Coach Katrina. I am the owner of Louisa 57, which is a coaching practice to help individuals be in tune to their mental and emotional health and wellness. I develop programs that deal with one-on-one coaching for people to actually come and talk about what's going on in their lives. I've created programs to help people learn how to make money in the financial market. And then this year, I embarked on a program to help individuals who want to become entrepreneurs and business owners hone in on their skills, always with the focus of giving yourself time to mind your mind and stay in tune to your mental and emotional health. My business is dedicated to the memory of my mother, Laverne Louise Clark, whom had mental illness all her adult and teenage life. She suffered with mental illness to the point that she was unable to raise me and my siblings. My mother had 4 children. I'm the oldest of the 4. My 2 brothers and I were raised in foster care part of our time together, and we went through a very tough childhood. I knew my mom up until the age of 6. She was separated from me, and then we reunited as I was a fully grown woman and had a teenage daughter. I met my mother in the month of February. I helped take care of her for a while, and then 4 years later, in the month of February, my mother passed away. I dealt with grief. I dealt with mental anguish. I dealt with I was wrecked emotionally. But when I came to myself, when I stared life in the face and I came to terms that I had to do something in the memory of my mother, I created this business. So Louisa 57 is here to champion others to take time to mind your mind, be in tune to your mental and emotional well-being. I am Coach Katrina, your mind coach. My name is Katrina Clark. I go by the name Coach Katrina, your mind coach. I am the owner of a business called Louisa 57, while I help individuals understand their thoughts, their emotions, and get to the basis of their feelings. I have helped individuals learn to find new things about themselves, discover newness within, start new jobs, pursue businesses, and recreate themselves. I practice by saying, mind your mind. It's time to mind your mind, because I want you to intentionally take time to digest what you're thinking, why you're thinking it, and how you feel. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the topic, elevation won't happen through osmosis. Now, when you hear that, what do you think I'm saying? Do you get what I'm trying to get across when I say elevation won't happen through osmosis? Well, I'm going to break it to you down like this. Elevation means to rise, progressively rise from one level to the next level. It means to accelerate. And then the term osmosis, which is generally a scientific term that defines the process of water turning into gas. It notes that it is a passage from one stage of water molecules moving through a membrane to change its form. Now, I'm going to borrow osmosis and use it in a metaphorical term as you continue to tune in. But before I proceed, I want to ask you, what do you want? What is the life you want? For many who will tune into this, I believe it's because you desire something in your life, but you have not achieved it yet. Something about you, your situation, your circumstances, how you think is preventing you from progressing into the next elevation of your life. Now, I know all of us are in a time where everything is presented to us in some form of video, infographic, audio, And as we continue to live, there's going to be more technology that's just going to be putting things in our faces all the time. We're going to always see things. We're going to always see people. And we're going to begin to want to live the great life that we see others living. What gets missed, though, often is the work that individuals have put in to achieve the life that you constantly see, that you constantly follow. Some of us think that if we just like their posts all the time, comments on their posts, listen to all their podcasts, read their blogs, that we are just going to somehow or another come into the life that they live. That we're going to get through it, we're going to get there by way of osmosis. But we are a bit more complex than water molecules. We will have to commit to doing some things so that we can elevate. Now, I'm going to briefly touch on 3 key points that I want you to consider as you work on elevating to your next level. Clarity, adjust, and cultivate. Now, there's a distinct need to clearly see where you are going when you drive, walk, and move. We move with a purpose. You get up from the table, put your plate in the sink. You did that. That was a purpose. You may not think about it, but that truly is a purpose. Additionally, some of us have to walk up a flight of steps to open a door, to get somewhere. We are intentionally moving one leg, one foot at a time, and going up that flight of steps. Whatever the reason is, whatever the desire is, whatever the need is, that progression from one step to the next is you elevating. Now, just that right there, I want you to think about that. That's the same concept you will need to elevate from the stage of osmosis to your desired reality. You see something you want, you're taking these steps to get there. The next point I want to briefly draw your attention to is adjust. The term adjust is closely connected to the word change. Many of us do not like that word change. Just me saying it probably made you feel some kind of way, brought on some type of emotion, maybe an event that happened or something that you were forced to do because it required you to change. It required you to adjust how you were doing things previously so that you can start doing things a different way. There are a lot of emotions that people have when it comes to change. I understand. But for a lot of us, adjusting change is what's keeping us stagnant. We don't want to do it. We don't want to adjust or change. We are truly stuck from elevating because we won't commit to doing that. And that is truly a mental block. But I would tell you, that's the very thing you need to do and commit to getting to that desired state of living that you truly want. My third point that I want you to embrace is cultivate. Now, this may seem like a bit of a new concept to some of us to hear the word cultivate, but cultivate is really about improving. Cultivating yourself means that you are committing to improve, to grow. Growth, yes, it happens physically, but there is also growth that happens internally within yourself. Personal levels of knowledge, cultivate knowledge, You grow in your communication skills. You grow in your emotional acuity, how you understand, relate to people. These are just to name a few things, a few ways that you will need to cultivate. Just like a farmer produces crops year after year, the various things that we all eat, potatoes, corn, and other grains, a farmer has to cultivate their land to keep producing the fruit. They have to change, they have to add fertilizers, they have to expand the area that they farm, till the ground. They are adding into their soil to keep producing the fruit and the vegetables that we need. They are cultivating. This is something that you will need to embrace. So, the 3 points that I have brought to your attention today are clarity, adjust, and cultivate. And if you like these 3 points and you want to hear more, I am going to be doing an in-depth workshop that will explain more in detail what these 3 things are, how you can put them into practice in your life, along with a few others. My workshop titled From Osmosis to Elevation, Do This. I do want you to do things so that you can go from osmosis to elevation. My name is Katrina Clark, and I hope to see you again in my workshop. Hello. Thank you for coming to join this workshop. For those of you that heard my keynote, I am Katrina Clark, and this is a continuation of the keynote you heard a little while ago. For everyone that's joining now, I will introduce myself to you. I'm Katrina Clark, the owner of Louisa 57. I am your mind coach. I help people come into understanding of their thoughts, their mind, their emotions, and how they feel. I help people learn to discover newness within, overcome mental blocks, and some have started their own business and pursued new careers. Today, I am going to help you overcome from osmosis to elevation, and I'm going to give you some key points that you are to do. Do this. Now, in this workshop, you will learn my why. I believe we all need to have a why. A why is an emotional connection to why you are doing something. It's the reason behind you doing something. For those that are business owners and entrepreneurs, you have a why connected to that. So I'm going to tell you the why for this program. Then we're going to go into the osmosis of you, your business, and your life desires. Then we're going to go a little more in depth into the points that I spoke about earlier. Clarity, adjust, cultivate. And all of these are coming from a program that I have designed called Hello Entrepreneur. It's from the anagram COACH, COACH. You will learn the clarity module for the first C. You will learn about the adjust module for the A. And then you will learn about cultivate for the second C. And then we're going to do a personal reflection. After that, I'm going to personally invite you to connect with me. I hope you're ready. My why for Hello Entrepreneur is because I know the frustration. I know the desire to want to keep going, but want to give up. I know what it feels like when life is coming against you, but you are trying to stay committed to that business. You have bills to pay. You have children to feed. You have to take care of yourself. If you have a spouse, you have to be there for them. You don't want to forget about all your family. You don't want to forget about your friends. It's just life happens. And those stressors have a direct effect on you and your business, your goals. So, because of all the struggles that I've went through to become an entrepreneur and the struggles that I still go through on this path of entrepreneurship, I know the need to actually have someone come in there, help you take an idea, a thought about a business, build it from the ground up to get you prepared to go to the world and market your business and yourself. It takes personal commitment, it takes growth, it takes support, it takes someone being there for you. So, my program is going to give you key points, is going to help you develop yourself, and most importantly, it's going to include one-on-one attention to your mind and your emotions. As you grow as an entrepreneur, as you grow as a business owner, and even those who are not desiring to grow in entrepreneurship, you have a desire in your life. You have things that you want to accomplish. My program will help you with that. I am a mind coach for a reason. Osmosis to elevation. As I talked about earlier, osmosis is a metaphor. It implies what you want to happen, but it won't just happen by being around others. It won't just happen by being on social media. It won't just happen by just talking about something. You must work for it. So we're going to take osmosis and we're going to actually go into being in a process of elevation. Remember, elevation is the leveling up. It's movement from one level or phase to the next. My program, Hello Entrepreneur, is here to help you. In my program, you are going to learn about clarity, as I talked earlier. You will learn about organize, what that actually means for you as an entrepreneur. You will learn and implement adjust. As we talked about earlier, adjust means change. And then you will be guided on cultivating yourself, developing yourself. And from there, we will learn hone and harness. Hone and harness means actually taking all phases of the program and putting it into you deeply within. How you will hone in on key areas of yourself and how you will level down or harness on those things. Now, do this, the first C of coach. It is clarify. When you have clarity about something, you have a connection to that something. You know the who of that something. You know the what of that something. You know where it's going to happen. You know why. Why is your emotional connection? Why is the specific thing that makes you the one to carry out and do that thing? Why is your direct connection to who It's your direct connection to what? It's your direct connection to where? The very thing that you want to happen, that you desire to happen, is because of you and the why. Take a moment and reflect on the you and the why of the desire you have. If you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur in the making, what is the why about it? What is the you about that thing? Who are you trying to help and impact? Where is it going to happen? In the Clarify module, you will actually be writing these things out. The more you write, the more this within, and the more of this is connected to that. There is an emotional connection. There needs to be an intense emotional connection to the thing that you want to happen, to that business, to that change in your life. You get it by clarifying it. And the more clear it is, the stronger your desire is for it. In this module, you will also learn what your strengths are. There are some strengths that we all have that we truly know that these are our strengths, but then there are some hidden strengths. There's a free test that you'll be taking. It's called a Strengths Finder. It will ask you a series of questions, give you some scenarios, and then based upon those answers, it will give you blocks of information to show you what your strengths are. Once you know what your strengths are, you will then be guided on how to develop a strengths statement. You need to be telling yourself often, I am strong in this because I can do this. You need to know what your strengths are. And as you build your business, you need to know what your strengths are so that you can apply them to your business, so that you can apply them to that desire you have in your life. The Strengths Finder is going to be an eye opener for a lot of you. All right, let's go on to the next. Do this, the A of COACH. This is adjust. Now, for those of you that listen to the keynote, you know that adjust means change. It means changing yourself so that you can move or elevate to the next thing. As a business owner, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a mother, a father, a student in school, an athlete, politician, a faith leader, whatever it is that you are pursuing or that you desire to have, it's going to require you to make some changes. Adjust comes in after the clarity module and after the organize module. You'll have time to analyze the information received, and then you will adjust. There will be key markers that you will be guided on making a note of, and then tracking how you adjust. tracking how you implement those changes and how those changes apply to your business or whatever it is that you are desiring to happen. What needs to be changed is going to be based upon what you need to change, what you see that's been brought to your attention, and what you have discovered that is needed to elevate. Adjust is the crux of your elevation. There is no change, there is no movement until you make the adjustment. Then you'll start seeing yourself progressively elevate. Do this. The second C of COACH. It is cultivate. Cultivate is do the work on you. It's the work on you. When you truly commit to changing, when you truly commit to working on the desires of your heart, when you truly commit to honing in on what it is that you really want to happen, that emotional attachment, you will be doing the work. You have to do the work. And as you are cultivating, it's going to be some things you're going to come into terms with within yourself, some new discoveries about life, some new discoveries about people around you. And it's going to have a mental, how do I want to say? You're going to have some moments of mental clarity, and you're going to have some moments of just mental exhaustion. And it may weigh on you. In the cultivate module, that's when you'll want to really dive into the group support and then having one-on-one sessions with me, because mental and emotional check-ins is what I'm going to make sure you do as you cultivate. Elevation is dependent upon your ability to cultivate. You are going to be tracking your progress, and it's going to be personalized. Each person is going to have different things going on. Each person is going to come to a mental awareness. Each person is going to have either good moments of emotional support and then low moments where you'll need emotional support. Cultivate is key in you becoming that true, solid business owner, that entrepreneur, that leader. Cultivating yourself is going to produce the results that you truly want. All right. So now we are at the part where it's time for a personal reflection. Before we do so, I want you to sit back and just imagine yourself in that place, at that position in life that you have dreamed of. You have dreamed of making it there. You are there. You are there. If it's having that $5 million, you are there. You have it in your hand. If it's having, I don't know, if it's having 5 cars, luxury cars, and you are in your big garage of your 10-bedroom mansion, looking at all your cars, and you are just so happy to see all your cars, and you don't know which car you want to drive that day. Or you are someone that desire to have children, and you're sitting, looking at your children run around in the backyard, and you're just seeing them laugh and smile. Or you were someone that's a franchisee and you desire to have this franchise be in all 50 states of the United States. And you have teams in each state reporting to you on the sales, reporting to you on the staff. And you are sitting back like, wow, this is really happening. And then you reflect on what you did to get to where you are. You reflect on, wow, that moment when you just knew it just wasn't going to happen. Those moments when you knew it just wasn't going to happen. But now you are there. You are there. What does that feel like to you? Does it make your heart race? Does it make your face hurt from smiling and laughing so much? You have joy. You have excitement. And for those of us that are like in the middle of progressing to that, some of us already have businesses. Some of us are entrepreneurs. Some of us are multiple entrepreneurs. We've had businesses over time, and we have a business and then we're branching off to another business. We're authors, we're cooks, we're designers, we're content creators. So we're in the middle of building, and to see ourselves in the place that we are right now, but in the future, we're reflecting back on where we are. This moment in time is pivotal for you to get to your next. It's the moment of now that's going to help you really get yourself in place to have the life that you want. On this slide, it says, current place in life. What does elevation look like to you? Seriously, what does it look like to you? Hopefully you heard my keynote before this, and it got you wondering and thinking about elevation. Take a moment and consider and think what elevation looks like to you. And as you're thinking about that, reflect on what I've told you. What is osmosis that I want you to realize? What is it about osmosis that I want you to realize? I've told you it's a metaphor. I told you it's a process of water changing from one form to the next. But how does that relate to you, though? How does osmosis relate to you? And now, the life you want. How can you apply clarity to what you desire? Remember, this is a key component to connecting yourself to what it is that you want to happen. Are you at a place right now where you have clarity? Or are you at a place right now where you need help getting clarity? Clarity, when it's crystal clear, you can quickly answer your why, what, where, who, and make all of those points connect to you. Are you at that place right now? Do you understand the point of adjust? Do you understand that? Remember, adjust means change. Have you been told that you need to change anything about yourself? Anything about yourself to help you improve, to get something that you want, to get to where you want, to achieve something you want? This is a good question for an athlete or for someone who's trained for a marathon. If you've not been an athlete for some time, or never been an athlete for some time, but you desire to become an athlete, you desire to run a marathon, there's going to be a lot of things that you are going to have to adjust in order to get to that level that you want, in order to qualify for that race. You will have to adjust. Are you willing to cultivate yourself to get the life that you want? Are you willing to do that? You willing to take the extra classes that you may need to take? You willing to be coached? Are you willing to have a mentor? Some of us that are fully grown, that have raised children or currently raising children, may feel some kind of way about someone telling you what it is that you need to do. However, there is a level of change within you. There are things about you that you will have to do in order to get that thing that you want in life, in order to get that business, in order for people to want to partner with you, in order for people to invite you to do projects with them, in order for people to want to do a contract with you. You will have to become cultivated. Write down a time when you have seen yourself cultivate a change or an adjustment. Write that down. I'll give you a few seconds to just think about that. Are you currently in a place right now where you are cultivating, where you are adjusting? If you have joined this workshop, you're at least considering it. That's a good step in the right direction. What are you going to do after this? The life you want is connected to your clarity about that life, how you adjust, and how you become cultivated. Now that you have gotten a taste of some of the modules of the Hello Entrepreneur program, I'm going to break down my program in full. Now, my program has 10 modules. It's on 5 specific topics. It's on the clarify. It's on organize, it's on adjust, cultivate, hone and harness. Hone and harness. Each topic is divided in 2 sections. So like when you were in high school or college, you had English 101 and English 104. Here you have clarify point 1 and then clarify point 2. I want you to spend time truly getting clarity on what it is that you are trying to accomplish. And then we have organize. Organize 1 and then organize point 2. That is more so, the first one is more in line with various things that you have to do to set up your business. And then point 2 is seeing how the things you set up in your business is propelling you to do other things to set up your business. As business owners, and especially if you are a growing business owner, you know that organize is key to elevation, to leveling up in your business. There are things that you have to do, licenses that you have to get, depending on what type of business that you want, registrations, various things. That's part of organizing your business. And then the type of business you're going to have. Do you want to be an LLC? Do you want to be incorporated? Do you want to be a sole proprietor? What's involved in all of that? But that's all in levels. That's why there's organized 1 and then there's organized 2. And then we get to A, the adjust. One of the ones that I have focused on a lot today. There's adjust 1 and then there's adjust 2. The reason for adjust 1 and adjust 2 is because those of us that have been in business for a while, and even those of us that do anything in life, you'll try something and then something will happen, or you'll come to an awareness of something and then you'll have to change that thing. And then the thing with the big concept with adjust is that as a business owner, that's going to be throughout your business owner journey, throughout your entrepreneurship journey. Adjust point 1, you change some things, you keep a track of how those things are. You go through training, you go through mentoring, you go through coaching, and then you recheck and make adjustments again. Then there's cultivate. Cultivate 1, cultivate 2. That's all about your personal growth. All about things that you need to change within yourself. Have you enrolled in college or enrolled in some classes? Various things like that. How you do presentations. Do a presentation. What are your feedback about the presentation? Networking with individuals. You do that in point 1, you put in the work, and then point 2, you show how the work has been done, the changes, who you've connected to, and so on. And then hone and harness is more of the one-on-one coaching. It's the one-on-one coaching to help you pull all the parts together, help you get a 180-degree view of yourself and your business. Hone and harness is going to take the information, especially that you learn in one of your strengths, and then seeing how you're applying those strengths in your business, seeing how those strengths in your business interact with your personal life and your relationships. And as I said, all of this will focus on your mind and emotions. As you change, you progress, you move towards your goals, you move and you develop your business, you will have various moments where it's just going to all come together, and then moments where it won't, and then moments where you just want to give up. But your mind and emotions have to be tended to. You have to do your check-ins, and you have to constantly feed it so that you can keep moving, you can keep going. And then, as some of my favorites that I love is the actual coaching, the one-on-one coaching, where you get that personal conversation. And then, depending on who enrolls in a program, we have group coaching. Group coaching allows you to see others that are in the program, and we all come together and we all just talk. It's like the meeting of the minds is what I like to call it. And the length of the program is anywhere from 6 months to 9 months for all of the modules. I have one person that's in it now. It's taking him a little while because just life is life for him right now. But it's showing a progression of 6 to 9 months. And it's at your pace. There will be just a set price for the program, and you have 6 to 9 months in the program. It's very interactive program. There are videos, there are guides for each module. And it's not like you just go in there and do all of it together, all at once. It is a very intense, fun, and enjoyable growing process for anyone that needs help getting a business going, up and running from an idea to an actual full business. This is an awesome program, especially because it's a program that focuses on the whole you, the whole person of you, and gives you level by level elevation points to move and progress. It's not an all one and done. It is over time. And then there's going to be what I call the bonus or the zenith. That's when you will have the opportunity to showcase your business on my talk show. So I have a talk show, and I have a bi-monthly magazine that I call a new zine. You will have the opportunity to be featured in that. That is the bonus. That is the zenith. That's the thing that's going to help you really connect and get you out there in front of others, showcase yourself and your talents. The zenith. All right. You're at a point where you got to decide your investment into your life and your business. The Hello Entrepreneur Program is for you. Classes will be starting. I'll be enrolling now for April start date. And if you are interested in just getting to know me, interested in having a more in-depth conversation, interested in just having a one-on-one to just talk, because out of everything I do, I want you mentally and emotionally well. And I know sometimes that just requires having somebody to talk to. I am here for that. You are welcome to set up a 30-minute session with me. The link is there. You'll be provided with the link as well. You can go to my website, www.louisa57.org, to learn of more of what I do, get some more in-depth information about me and my reason for my business, who I'm doing my business for, what are my dreams and my goals for the business. And you just send me an email, Coach Katrina at louisa57.org, And if you're interested in a Hello Entrepreneur, just put that in the subject line, Hello Entrepreneur, so that I know what information to follow up with you. Or if you're just interested in saying, hi, you enjoyed the session, whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. But definitely the Hello Entrepreneurship Program is about to be ready for new students in April. So if you're ready or you know someone that is interested in this course and they want to get more information, send me an email. Again, my email address is www.louisa57.org. And then my link to schedule is right there, louisa57.setmore.org/Katrina Clark. Get more information, connect with me. I really want to hear from you. I really want to help you. I am so in love with helping entrepreneurs. That's my desire for this year, is to help entrepreneurs and business owners, because I'm one of those and I know what is needed. So I want to thank you very much for tuning into this workshop. I hope that you have learned something today. If at the very most, those 3 key points that I talked about in my keynote and that I address here in this, remember the Hello Entrepreneur Program is based on the anagram COACH, COACH. That is clarify, organize, adjust, cultivate, hone, and harness. You have what it takes to get your business truly up and running or continue going. You have what it takes to reach your dreams, to have your dreams, to reach your goals. You have what it takes. You're going to have it. You're going to achieve it this year and many years to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am Coach Katrina, owner of Louisa 57. I am your mind coach. I want you to know it's time to mind your mind.
Well, Ms. Davis actually gave us like a little impromptu, like, I need your elevator speech. If someone walked up to you, like within 2 minutes and say, so exactly what does your organization do? What are your intentions? You know, you have to be ready. And I just took that and I kind of like ran with that again, which was one of the main topics that she focused on. And, you know, being that impromptu, which actually, you know, kind of force you to say, okay, I got this. This is my second to actually win over a funder. So, after completing the mastermind program, it was inevitable that, you know, you have all the tools now to be successful. So actually what I did was I stepped out on faith, ready to take on this world, ready to say, okay, if I fail, at least I tried. But I was very optimistic that I wasn't going to fail. So not only did it help me, but it gave me the encouragement to be successful in life. I've been doing well. My nonprofit has been doing well. It gave me that I'm encouraged that within me to actually say it's your time to shine. So it gave me that drive, that enthusiasm, that yes, this is your time. You just have to keep walking and keep moving and not look back. because there's always obstacles and challenges that may come about, but it's how you deal with the obstacles and the challenge. So I do have a nonprofit organization that is called Homes Helping Hands. So Homes Helping Hands, Inc. Works with young adults between the ages of 18 to 28. So when we talk about my passion to work with that generation, it is inevitable that they need special tools. They need the tools to be equipped to be successful. So what Homes Helping Hands done, we actually provide job placement for them, career development, life skills, financial literacy. You know, those are some of the tools that generation is missing. And when I'm out there, I often think back on coming through the course and how Mary would say, take a moment, pivot, look back, look at your surroundings, and see what you bring to the table, how to help this generation. Because right now there's such a need in helping this generation. I love them. It's always been my passion. Believe it or not, my husband and I actually have 24 God kids. So, yeah, 24 God kids. So for years, we've actually reached back and helped those young adults, even with jobs, and to give them a second chance. Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you have to lay in the mistake. Right. Mistakes happen. It's what you pick up and move forward. Like I said, it was an opportunity for me. As Mary would say, I had everything on paper. And she was like, I just need you to execute it. Yes. And
she pulled it out.
Yes. Believe it or not, I actually just stepped out on faith. I took a year off of my job to say, I just need to focus on this here. I just need to focus, launch this, bring awareness to my nonprofit organization. Yes, they are thriving. When you get a text message or an email from one of your clients and they're overjoyed and say, oh, I got into this university, or I got this job, thank you so much, because I love to do the transition from before and after, whereas I help them with their interview skills. I prompt them with the right resume, writing skills, so when they do go on that job, they nail it. They're prepared. And then one thing that always resonated with me was one of my clients that said she went in for the interview and the manager said, in 10 years that I've been working in retail, no one has walked in with a resume. Yes. Wow. Yes.
I bet she felt really good.
Yes.
Prepared.
Yes, and she actually nailed the job, and she's a part-time. She's a manager now. Wow. She's a manager. Wow. Yes. So so like I tell my young adults that work, there's nothing too hard. No. You just have to put the work in part, and that's the mastermind makes you look within to your why.
Yes, she's very big on the why.
The why, right? Because I'd always say, is your job is just a job or it's a passion? Right. If it's a passion, you would put more into it instead of
feel like a job.
Exactly.
Because you're passionate about it.
Yes, you're very passionate, and I have a deep passion to help those young adults because I do want them to succeed.
I hear it. I hear it in your voice, and I can see it in your eyes, Renee. Honestly, it is really beautiful to see. And honestly, I wish more people would follow their passion. I guess more people need to sign up for this mastermind course.
Yes.
Getting at.
Yes.
I'm going to wrap up here, but I would like to know, based on your experience, and I hear a lot of growth has come from this mastermind course. My last question is, like, how do you plan on applying these lessons and strategies that you learn for your future endeavors? What are your future endeavors? How do you plan on applying what you've learned from the mastermind course to your future endeavors?
Yes, well, my future endeavors is to actually be able to contribute to my future endeavors is actually to dedicate 100% of my time to my nonprofit organization. I know it's a sacrifice, but I'm willing. Connect partnerships, resources, so that when the young adults are at a plateau, when they're at a point in their life and they say, I want to go to college, I want to do a technical school, I'm able to provide finances for them to say, okay, well, I'm going to help you go there because I don't want them to come out in debt. That's an obstacle and a challenge coming out of college, coming out of technical school that they already have to deal with. So I'm going to continue to build network, go after dollars, to enhance my program, to give them additional tools needed to be successful. Like I said, it's an awesome experience. It elevates you. It makes you look within yourself, give you that confidence, that energy to say, I can do this.
Yes.
I will succeed. I am beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, y'all, it's Dr. Stephanie Wall, the Tower of Power, your MC, your hostess for today. It has been my honor and a privilege, and like every other road that is less traveled, we're going to take this journey together, but we must close the Elevation Conference today. You all have been amazing. We have had a tremendous time. Take everything that you have learned and share it with another. Remember, if I have a gift and you have a gift and we share our gifts with each other, we now have at least 2 gifts. So we have just wrapped up day 2. You are amazing. You are already enough. You were born enough. And remember, finish everything you started, because I've heard it said that anything that we do not complete will return to us void, according to Trevor Ott, the great Trevor Ott. So go ahead, step into your greatness, elevate not only yourself, but elevate someone else and someone else and someone else. Make it a great day. You are already amazing. See you all. Elevate.